Live, local. This is Fox 12 Now.
Hello, everyone. This is Fox 12 Now. I'm Greg Nibbler. Thanks for joining us. We are live streaming here out of the Fox 12 Oregon newsroom. We're here every weekday. We start at 1 o'clock. We go throughout the afternoon. I always like to remind everybody of that, depending on when and where you are watching this show. Right now, though, we are talking about something that should be of concern for everybody, and that's invasive species in the Northwest. There are a number of those different ones, but this one in particular we're talking about is the Chinese mitten crab, something that was just found near the Sellwood Bridge. So what is that? What should you know? What are the concerns? We're going to get into all of that because joining us from the Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife, we have Adam Baylor here. And Adam, thank you for joining us here, for being here on the show with us and being a part of this. You know, and I think to start off, I just have to ask that probably a question that's on everybody's mind, which is, what is a Chinese mitten crab?
Thanks for having me, Greg. The Chinese mitten crab is an invasive species in Oregon. It's a prohibited species, so it's not naturally found here. It's not one of our native crab species. And so this particular species, like you said, was found in the Willamette River near the Sellwood Bridge in the Portland area. And the person that found it reported that crab to us on November 17th.
And so being there in the Willamette River, so these are, sorry, just checking something right there. These are, crabs that you mentioned invasive. Are there regular river crabs? Are there native river crabs that one would see in the Willamette River?
No, good point. The mitten crab is a freshwater crab, unlike our native species that they live their adult life in saltwater. But with the Chinese mitten crab, it does live its adult life in fresh water. And so we don't see these here in the Willamette and the Columbia. But this is the second confirmed mitten crab found in Oregon. So this is following a detection from April in 2025. So it is giving us concern. Our biologists here at ODFW are concerned about the possibility of invasive Chinese mitten crab. We at this point haven't detected it in a more widespread, or it's not taking hold. So this is one instance, and it really activates a response plan by ODFW and our partners.
So since these are invasive, how would they actually end up here in the Northwest?
So again, yeah, it is a invasive species, a non-native species. So it had to get here somehow, and we can't really guess right now. So we're going out, trying to test, sample the water to find any eDNA sampling. We're just going to try to find out if there's more species there. That'll give us some clues. But right now, it was most likely brought there by a human, dumped there illegally. So sometimes Chinese mitten crab will be brought into food markets and sold illegally. And so there's a possibility that it was just simply dumped into the Willamette River.
Wow. So these are actually, so in Asia, as opposed in China, so these are something that could be on the menu, a mitten crab.
They're a small crab, so yeah, they're really in some places, cooked and eaten, but here they are an invasive species. And what we worry about is, and they've seen in other parts of the world, they really do cause ecological damage, infrastructure damage. So they can burrow into dikes. That's one of the things that they're really, really good at, is burrowing into dikes, into levees, stream banks, just accelerating erosion and creating flood control problems and really having some issues with water systems. The other thing they do, they can compete with and prey on our native species. So they can eat fish eggs, they can eat salmon eggs, they can eat small fish and crayfish as well.
What are the chances that these are propagating here and that this could become an issue down the line?
Well, like I said, this is our second confirmed mitten crab that was found in Oregon waters. So the last one was in April. So we're taking this very seriously. The chances are, I'm not sure right now what exactly the chances are, but what we do is we work with Portland State University's Center for Lakes and Reservoirs. They're the group that goes out and tests water for invasive species, whether that's mitten crab, zebra mussels, quagga mussels, they have the techniques to like sample water, to do shoreline surveys, to walk around to see if they're maybe shedding some of their molting or their leaving signs of reproduction. We're also working with the Oregon Invasive Species Council, so that brings in those partners, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. So multi-pronged approach to trying to figure out, have they taken hold, where are they? And really the best thing that can help us right now with limited resources is asking the public to find out if you see one of these and you can get to it, take it out of the water, report it to ODFW, report it to the Oregon Invasive Species Council hotline. That's a really easy way to do that. So right now, not totally sure, but there's a chance that they're not taking hold and that they were just dumped. And again, we're going to continue to monitor and to find out if a larger response is necessary.
So to clarify, for somebody, if they're out there trying to help out, if they see a crab in the river, since we don't have native crab species, is it a good chance that it's this one or something that should be reported to ODFW?
That's a good point. Yeah. So this one, again, was found in shallow water. So the person was able to really kind of see it, get to it safely. The one in April was from a fisherman. So, yeah, if people do see a crab in fresh water, now I'm not talking about your estuaries when you're on the coast and some of that brackish water, because some of our native species do have that life cycle. But with the mitten crab, if you're in the Willamette or parts of the Columbia and you see a crab and you can get to it, get that thing out of the water, take a photo, know where your GPS location, your best location is, get as much information as you can, get on the phone and call 1-866-INVADER or go online to the Oregon Invasive Species Hotline, and they've got a nice reporting form and you can upload a photo, and that will really help us with the response.
All right, so really having the public that is out there, yeah, noticing these things. So if you do see something like that is important to verify what you've seen and report it in there. Anything else that you think is important, when it comes to this particular species or just invasive species in general here for Oregon?
Really just the public's involvement in helping report invasive species. When instances like this pop up, we like to get the news out. Hey, there's a Chinese mitten crab that was found in this area. If you're out walking along the shore and you see something, just kind of keep your eyes out, because that just really helps us out when we have, small amount of resources to respond to this throughout the entire state. So really anything that you see that's an invasive, learn more about invasives, learn more about your native species in Oregon so you can help them. And just remember, Oregon is worth protecting, and that's why we want the public to be involved, protect your native species, deal with these invasives.
All right. Well, Adam, thank you very much, for joining us just to talk about this, and again, get the word out there to the public to make sure that they know what's going on and to identify it. Yeah, because a lot of people are out there enjoying the waterways, even now, even with the weather, and still, if you see that, yeah, even now, still going out there. But all right, man, thank you so much. Really, really appreciate your time.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right, so there we go. Now you know what to look out for the Chinese mitten crab. And if you see that, report that. And thanks, everybody, for joining us. We're going to take a break here. We'll be back shortly with more. This is Fox 12 Now. We're live streaming across all of our platforms. And, of course, you can watch all of these segments afterward. If you're watching on YouTube, you'll see this video end. I recommend downloading the Fox 12 Oregon app. That way you can stay on top of everything as we go throughout the afternoon toward our 4 p.m. news. But we'll take a break for now.